Okay. I think I got everything opened up here. Alright, I don't exactly remember where I'm at.
Could I get another advance, Mr. Nandi?
Just make sure it's properly logged. Well, new business turns up at last.
Oh, yeah.
Celia, didn't I tell you our new statistics-based advertising model would be a hit?
That you did, sir.
How can yield improvements of 26.7% not quicken the pulse? How can 32% cost savings not moisten the loins?
You've often posed these very questions.
Clear my schedule. This newcomer has a meeting with me. Did you hear that power play, Celia? They don't make them like this anymore in Halcyon. I only hope you don't judge me by my handshake. Now, what business brings you here? Hiram? Why, he's probably still out at Devil's Peak. Not that he's had the courtesy to notify me, at any rate. But if you're here for him, I suppose that means you aren't here for Saltuna.
Hey, it could always be both. I'm afraid not. If I have to eat any more weird science projects passed off as food, and this sprat fuck call, I'm gonna stab someone.
Yes, that's it. Channel your anger. I only wish I could do the same. I had hoped that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw the other corporations back to our bosom, but it seems we're back to the drawing board.
What exactly are you hoping to accomplish? If you're feeling, or if you're free and have other, if you're free of the other corporations, why would you want to bring them back? What exactly are you hoping to accomplish? It sounds like a personal problem. I've got others' concerns.
What can I do for you?
Earlier you mentioned that you're having trouble with other corporations. I have questions about the MSI and the good old days.
With the whole board, as a matter of fact.
Thanks to the so-called hazard clause, Monarch has been cut off from the board's resources and protection for 10 years now. Now, we've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations, but given the off-the-books nature of those transactions, such arrangements are...
You're tired of scrounging a scrap by. Is that it? Sounds like you're a freelance or freer than anyone else in Halcyon. Why don't you embrace it?
You talk like Graham.
Freedom always sounds nice, doesn't it? It makes a rather pretty slogan. But if you sit down and tally up the costs, how you provide for yourself in the absence of aid, how you protect yourself from a hostile galaxy, it starts to lose its shine.
You make a good point. So what do you mean, what do you mean to do about it?
Well, Mr. Nandi here has a
Oh my
rather
God, I don't
ingenious
wanna
plan to
hear
get
from
MSI
you,
restored
lady.
to the board.
You just
On our
want
terms,
to swallow his...
And if our advertising
Hollow.
scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our own hands.
Wait. And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time that we took matters into our own hands.
It's true, our Celia is an alarmingly competent middle manager. At any other company, she'd be wasted in data entry. The plan she refers to is a two-pronged approach, and the first part involves seeing Stellar Bay properly defended.
Fine, how do you mean to do that?
With a Bolt 52 cartridge, of course. If you can get us what we need to rejoin the board, starting the Bolt 52, we'll be able to become one of the most productive and secure cities in Halcyon.
And you'll have a powerful ally on the board.
Why, one of the strongest defenses in Halcyon. An extremely powerful ordnance. In the old arms building southwest of town, which used to be part of Stellar Bay before we had to move our walls in, these days it's overrun with marauders and raptidons. Do be careful. I've lost more than a few people to marauders and raptidons out there. Oh, and while you're at it, there should be a terminal in the arms building with some dangerous information. Perhaps you could delete it so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. What can I do for you? Then it's good that I keep such meticulous notes.
How did MSI get kicked off the board in the first place?
I've asked myself the same thing many times, especially seeing as the legal mechanisms we employed were part of the board's own bylaws.
Do you mean that the irritated your own removal from the board? You initiated your own removal off the board? You're getting ahead of yourself again.
Not intentionally, though that's technically true. For many years, this planet was home to as many corporations as Terra 2. But back then, it was known as Terra 1.
What happened to the other corporations, Terra 1 and Terra 2? I see the board, but they're best people on that.
Really? I always thought they were refreshingly straightforward names. After all, the whole point of terraforming was to make them Earth-like.
Here, though, the results were mixed.
And as the other corporations began to tally their losses, they decided to pull out. Our leadership at the time certainly wanted to, but there were others of us who saw an opportunity. The chance to improve working hours and conditions, to reform MSI from the ground up. It's humane, but it's also good business sense. Exhausted, sick, and malnourished workers are not productive workers. Even a cursory review of the data bears that out. Anyway, we learned of a loophole in the corporate bylaws that would allow MSI to claim ownership of the entire planet once the other corporations pulled out, creating the perfect environment for us to enact these new reforms.
I take it that your leadership didn't embrace your ideas. Using the board's own tools against him. How clever. Who's this us and we you keep talking about?
Oh, well, there were surely other junior executives with more open minds, though none of them had the temperament to handle the paperwork. No, they laughed in our faces and insisted we'd be relocating to Terra 2, along with everyone else. In a manner of speaking, many of us stayed behind, in an act of quiet but firm defiance. As the most senior executive remaining, I ended up in charge of what was left of MSI. I moved forward with our planned reforms, as well as our strategy to assume ownership of the planet. Yet not long after I renamed it Monarch, the other corporations dislodged us from the board and began an official campaign to paint us as lawless savages.
That's low for even for them. But why wouldn't they do that?
I don't think I realized how far they'd stoop. Everything we did was legal and above board. We followed their rules, and yet they still found reasons to declare us outlaws. I do think there's something useful in a governing body like the board. Something that keeps us from anarchy, but I dearly wish it functioned differently. It's a legal provision that gives the board the authority to cordon off any planet or location that it deems dangerous. For the greater good. Allegedly.
And they invoked it on Mars.
Yes, making all of MSI criminals in the board's eyes. Rather hard to run a business that way.
Why exactly do you want to be back on the board? You don't seem to think much of the Gram.
Why wouldn't anyone? They own nearly all the resources and infrastructure in Halcyon. To be on the board is to be part of the colonial community, and being cut off means slow strangulation.
They treated you as pretty roughly. Is it worth getting back to that? I can't fault you for your practicality. It seems to me anything's better than those corporate yokes.
I'm not a man to put pride before progress. If membership on the board can ease our hardships and provide us with opportunities, then that's the path I mean to pursue. Besides, I'm hopeful that additional leverage on our part will allow us a more equitable relationship.
Don't get ahead of yourself, sir.
Yes, it'll be easier to explain once we have the Bolt 52. My hope is to maintain the reforms we've managed here, and who knows?
Okay.
Perhaps once we're restored, we could spread them to other corporations.
Perhaps. You don't seem to think much of...
He and his followers call themselves the Iconoclasts. Lawless anarchists, all of them. If anyone on Monarch deserves the reputation the board's pinned on us, it's them.
They sound pretty bad. You've got strong feelings on the matter.
I'm trying to build something here. They only want to destroy things, and they risk ruining Monarch for all of us. It isn't just that they drain our people and resources. Every radical act they commit cements Halcyon's image of us all as destructive rebels, and pushes us further from the rest of the colony. He's lucky the board doesn't take him seriously enough to keep more than a few UDL gunships patrolling Monarch.
An Earth Directorate assault cruiser would change his tune. It's almost a shame we haven't seen one around Monarch in a long while.
What can I do for you?
Okay, so here's the thing. I messed around. Oh, that's not where I want to go. I messed around on a different character a few days ago. Or, well, yesterday and the day before and all that. I found out where I'm at now is like mid to end game area. so I wasn't paying attention. I literally pushed to in-game status area, kinda, or mid-game status area. I'm not leveled enough for that, and or even powerful enough for that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna probably backtrack and go to where I was supposed to go, because where we're at now, well, maybe not mid-game, but it's definitely not where we were supposed to go first. I don't even know how I landed here, because apparently you're supposed to have, apparently you're supposed to have a special landing keycard thing, right? So what I'm thinking, I think I'm going to go ahead and try to sneak back to the ship. And do a nice little quiet retreat. And then head back to where we are supposed to be going. And then eventually work our way back to here. You hear what I'm saying? You know? Because we went from like a level 1 to like a level 7, and then we jumped straight into like a level, I don't know, 20 or 30 something probably. That's a huge leap. That's why I got a sneaky and creepy everywhere. And not full out getting in a fight. I was wondering why it was so damn hard to go anywhere or do anything on here. Where's it got me going right now? It's got me going right here. Alright, so look, this is cannot fast travel when near a hostile. I forgot all about fast traveling, or I would have done this. I'm here. And there's supposedly something here with me. So I guess we could check it out. I don't know how we're going to get around this budger, though. Don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look at me. Dude, this is ridiculous. Oh, that's where they're wanting me to go. And it's locked. Which means that I have to pick the lock, which I'm not good at right now, to try to get in there. Shoot. Let's see if we can go way over here. And get far enough away from the hostel that we can fast travel, maybe? Yes, fast travel. Thank you. I'm trying to keep my voice tone down a little bit because, unfortunately, fortunately, Miss Waldo got better within like 2 days of feeling sick. So she's feeling a heck of a lot better. Like almost pretty much 100%. So she got ready and she left for work. Problem is that my youngest little girl at 5 years old got super sick last night and has kind of been sick throughout the night. So it is, I'm trying to be quiet for her, so because she's back to sleep, but she's woke up a couple times since last night. I was up all night with her, and then I went in bed and I got to lay down for about an hour to maybe 2 hours, somewhere in there. And then she got sick, and then she's kind of been up and down, getting sick like 3 other times since then. So I'm trying to keep my voice down so she can sleep as long as she possibly can to kind of sleep it out of her system, hopefully. So I'm a little mental.
Not that I missed you. I assure you, I am not capable of such emotional capacity.
I'm a lot more mellow because of that. Now, here's the other thing. Okay, so on, I think, what was it? Terra 2 was the first one I was on. Okay, on Terra 2, or Terra 2, and then the first area, Terra 2. The area I mass slaughtered everybody. You actually, on my other character I built and played, when I didn't mass slaughter everybody, I actually picked up like 2 companions on here, right? And then this is the next area you're supposed to go to and quest at. And I picked up 1 companion there to run with me. So by mass slaughtering all of the cannery, I ended up losing out 2 of the companions by doing that. Alright, so let's go here, where we're supposed to go. Do stuff here, and then we can go worry about going back to Monarch where it's safer to do so. Message for what? Recent message list. There's no message. How you gonna give me a message but not give me a message? Doesn't make any sense. Extendo
Captain Hawthorne used to be more dashing.
How rude. That was straight out fucking rude. The old Captain Hawthorne used to be more dashing. Are you just saying that because I'm a brutal Murderer? Is that what you're telling me this? 'Cause I brutally murdered people? Alright, so we got passion pills. Alright, so we'll come back to that though. Acquire a science weapon on the Groundbreaker. Family Matter, okay, that's back on Monarch. And then we have this one. Find all 3 volumes. Oh yeah. We slaughtered the people for that. We can't do that. Well, can we? I don't think we can. Faction request. Bolt is his name. Oh, okay, that's that thing. And then the cleaning machine. Dude, we don't have... Oh, that's sad, guys. It's sad. My Basham character does not have any of the quests. Let's just leave. We landed at the Groundbreaker. Let's just go. Oh, okay. So my idea with making the new character, right, was to um uh-oh. Hold on, guys. I gotta go check my little one. I'll be right back. Alright, guys. I don't know, this might be too difficult to try to do this and take care of her at the same time. I'd hate to. I really.
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a toss ball stick. I heard you.
I'd really hate to.
Customs and inspection, right this way.
Go another day without streaming.
Identification, please.
But.
Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day.
But she's not feeling good.
According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
So I might have, I'm going to have to jump off every couple minutes, and then who knows how long I'm going to be gone. Trying to take care of her and stuff. I might actually have to just call it. I was hoping she would sleep most of the time, but...
Not stuck, per se. You could always throw yourself out the airlock. Of course, then you'd find yourself with an exciting new problem. Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way. I shouldn't be mentioning it, but what the hell? This here, impounding your ship, it doesn't happen much. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations. If I had to take a guess as to why, you probably riled up the wrong petty board bureaucrat. A man named Ummmmm Bedford. You take the starch out of him, well, you won't hear any complaints from me. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor?
No. I don't want...
Now, hold on, it'll just take a minute. Wanda Dorset over in sickbay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it. Much appreciated.
I got it, sir.
Is there anything else I can help you with? Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through Groundbreaker. Every couple of months, we even get a big interstellar freighter. 2 biggest operations are the board. That is, Halcyon Holdings and Sublight Salvage. But there are independent operators around the promenade deck. Most of those jobs are going to take you off station, though. Commandant Sanita might have a couple of folks she needs killed. Bad folks, I mean. Not regular folks. She'll be at the security desk behind me. Chief Junlei might have an errand needs running. She's all tied up trying to fix our heat problem. You'll find her in engineering.
I got it, thanks.
Happy to help. That's my job, after all. All right. Be seeing you.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and call it. I know I just started it up. I was hoping that she would sleep through it all, but she's up. I kind of hear her moving around. And it's going to be too much of a fight to try to do this and watch her. So I'm just going to go ahead and call it, guys. I'm sorry about that, and I will be back tomorrow. Hopefully this will be a 24-hour thing like Mom had. But yeah, it's going to be too hard to try to stream and take care of her being sick and stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it, like I said, and I will see everybody tomorrow. Hopefully she'll be a lot better, and I can have a full day's worth of streaming on this. And what I'll probably end up doing is like try to squeeze in a stream Saturday or something to make up for the today, and kind of not do anything yesterday on streams. Of course, that I already kind of told you guys was gonna be iffy anyway. So, but alright, thank you everybody, and I will hopefully see everybody tomorrow at 11:30, and I'll be streaming this, and we'll go from there. Alright, thanks. Bye everybody.